I found an incredible visualization of Robyn's boots.
Yes.
They're unbelievable.
Ooh.
It's like they were reading your character sheet when they designed those things.
It's the best, just the best. Should put those in the notes on the YouTube video.
Also, those boots are amazing.
They're amazing, right?
They are.
Like, the biggest problem with most boots I wear is where do I put my size?
Where do I casually put my size?
I mean, they really are practical.
So I had a completely blank moment where everybody kept saying size like the weapon, and I just kept hearing size like the size of the boot. And I just sat there going, I don't see it written anywhere, guys. What are you all seeing?
I thought you were gonna say like Psy, like the musician. P-S-Y. Psy.
Yeah. Okay.
That would be even better considering. Oh god. No,
Where do you put your Psy?
Well, usually I put it on YouTube because it gets millions of hits, apparently. But no, we're not going to deal with any of that tonight. We're dealing with completely different Psy, the psychic Maelstrom.
Good transition.
Yeah.
Not everyone approves, but that's Burton. That isn't Burton. That's me. I'm the awful one. I take full responsibility. As
always, we have pause, rewind, fast forward. We have just the plain old X card that everyone knows about. I kind of like the pause, rewind, fast forward better for games where we're all the GM and we can all make decisions and say, okay, wait, no, and like talk about what happens instead of the thing that we didn't want to happen. But yeah, if you want to just say X card, also cool, and we will stop whatever it is. And we are all responsible for stopping that because we're all the GM. I guess a few questions. One of which is, what happened last time? I watched the video. I edited the video, and I am blanking a little bit.
We went shopping.
Oh, yes. You stole a car and went shopping.
Yes. Let's just point out for the video's sake that, in fact, it was actually Burton who did actually steal the car.
Yeah,
I guarantee most people are not going to pay much attention to that. But I think it's a proud moment, a very twisted, proud moment.
I'm really excited to not know that it was you that stole the car.
I mean,
I'm very excited to take the credit for having stolen that car for a while at least. If
Burton overhears you, he may protest. So be careful where you say it. Just a warning. But yeah, we definitely went shopping, and there was some really one of my favorite parts last time was when we got to the sort of grocery store, and right before we parked, Rezzi's son Levy started playing with the radio, and we got to do like that really cool radio bit thing where everybody contributed something, and that was weird, and I loved it.
That was really good. How could I have forgotten that? That was awesome, especially Paula Dean's Void Coffee was.
Yes, Paula Dean's Void Coffee. Yes.
Actually, it might have been the Void Coffee that made you forget.
Maybe, yeah. I should. Maybe I should check the water in this coffee.
Yeah, a touch of honey, and you get to contact your great grandpappies.
Yeah, we went shopping. It was a little bit harrowing at first, but
someone thought we were going to cook a dog.
Yeah, and Burton had a complete rethink of everything in his life when he realized that they were offering to cook his dog instead of treat it like a dog, and a cute dog at that. Like, Bella's a good girl. No way are we cooking her, and no way are you.
We also totally forgot the impetus for the shopping trip. That thing, we are definitely getting kicked out of this neighborhood that we had carved out.
Yeah.
And there was great meeting of like the heads, and I was surprised that Rezzi was one of the heads, and
Yeah.
Lark was all like, I gotta go out into the woods and like find myself. And it's like, oh no, I found the psychic Maelstrom. This is perfectly okay. Oh look, bloody footprints. I'm not going any further. Oh, now I'm dying of hypothermia. Oh, thanks, Rezzi. I would have died without you. I may be exaggerating my importance, but
no, it was not the wisest course of action.
Yeah,
no, Rezzi has become like super responsible ever since getting rid of those mushrooms to buy us 24 hours, which is amazing.
Yeah. So I guess the question is, what happens when he gets rid of all of the mushrooms? Because he still has some.
What can we buy?
look, just because I'm more concerned about you people when I'm not tripping balls does not mean I'm not concerned about you when I am tripping balls. It's just that the purple raccoons need my attention.
It's a little bit harder for you to vocalize when you're tripping balls.
And let me tell you, I've seen the purple raccoons only once. They do not make sense.
I mean, at least y'all are seeing purple raccoons and not footprints full of blood.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe
fair.
the footprints full of blood are raccoon footprints. I don't know. I wasn't there. I wasn't in your trip.
I kind of like just the ongoing thing, following even on the first season, that all of Lark's trips are bad. It would be just as bad if they just ate mushrooms. They would find a way.
Everyone's got to do drugs at least once in this.
I guess I'm impressed that Burton got his so quickly out of the way.
Yeah.
Like, I was like, Burton's not a good person, but he's not just gonna, oh, okay, never mind.
Literally scene one.
I'm curious to see what'll get Robyn to break her sobriety.
That's a good question, and that was a question I actually had not put on my list of questions, of just like play to find out kind of things.
Yes, and thank you for the reminder of Valor, who I have made a mental note of to subconsciously or even unconsciously avoid.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Speaking of Valor, I did have a question about them. Which was it? That was one of the questions. Them? Okay. So the whole weaponized empathy thing, were they trying to creep Lark out, or is Lark just, weird and self-absorbed enough to be immune to Valor's?
I think Lark is a void. Lark has whatever emotions Lark has, Valor cannot weaponize.
Cool. That's not going to be even more creepy at all when everyone else is fine with Valor.
Yeah, I have nothing to add to that.
Oh, does anyone remember our wishes from last time? Because I don't.
That's what I was, I was hoping someone remembered them. I have some ideas.
God, I wish I did.
What? Okay, let me see if I remember what we definitely wanted. At some point, at least I think someone else, Ferret, I think you mentioned this last time, want to see Rezzi actually fight.
Not just fight. I wanted to kill someone.
That's right. Yes, because that's one of your strong moves. Okay, cool. Try to find a way for that to happen. I mean, there's no shortage of really terrifying people we could run across, so that's good.
True. I think there was one. I kind of remember there being a wish of, at least on my part, of getting Burton involved in one of Robyn's rituals, because Burton's been following along, but still, typical hesitant Burton.
And I remember because I was a part of this one, Lark wanted to use her powers, and I wanted to guinea pig for it.
Yes, I definitely have ideas for that. And I would like that to happen sometime this session. It doesn't have to be first thing, but yeah. Basically, I would like to see a Rezzi, Lark, and the Psychic Maelstrom scene, and I would like Robyn to get involved near the end or after it, because I feel like this is going to bring up some problems of the kind that you definitely want to throw at your new leader.
Yeah, totally. Any of the setting elements that we want to like try and make sure that we
Well,
like hit on this time?
I know someone wanted goddess cults or cults in general.
Yeah.
I know that is not an official setting element. I was actually wondering if we should make it one, or if we should just sort of put it under one of the existing ones.
I have a remember last week both Barry and I had a plan. At least part of my plan is to deal with the goddess cults a bit, but like I have depending on what scene it is, I have some ideas of how to introduce that more into this group, if that's okay.
Yeah. Like I said, if you want, you can just make a setting element and label it goddess cults, put your name on it, and put whatever notes you'd like under there.
Ooh, sweet.
Just to remind us that it exists and like it's a thing that can be used.
I am a Luddite. If anyone can make that for me, I will fill it out.
Yeah, I'll go for
Sorry,
it.
I said setting element, and I forgot that that's like a mechanical name in this game. I just meant like the stuff on the
Okay.
visual
yeah.
conflicts, but no, totally. Like I can. I bet someone can. Is someone doing that already? Is
I'll
someone
do it.
making? Okay, sweet.
Cool.
Yeah, no, I hadn't considered that. Do we want to do any like shuffling around of those? Because I know we've done some kind of similar things.
Maybe we should see who's in the first like opening scene or whatnot, and then shuffle around the setting elements.
Yeah,
cool.
And as for the visuals and conflicts, I would like to see. Well, I mean, so this is definitely very important to my character. I don't know how important it is to anyone else, so it may actually like just be me. But the psychic privacy being a bigger thing, and the goddess cults also. I would really like to see what that looks like in this world. I think shanties and tents are pretty much happening, whether we like it or not. Synanthropes, yes, there are raccoons. They're not all purple. Maybe some of them are. There's also squirrels with weird tails.
Yeah.
Shrines.
I remember.
Yeah, I don't think any of those are like dropping off that we're forgetting about, so that's good. So the various things that we would like to see. I know, Barry, you said you had an idea that I think we could start with. I don't know if you wanted to start with it or not.
Well, the idea that I had was, I guess, kind of like starting, kind of like in media res with us on the on the
road.
Road is not really the right word given like the circumstances of the post-apocalypse, I guess. But
kind of a road.
Yeah, but on the move somehow. Because like we've got some things with wheels that we're like caravanning and like following your lead home, since that's like the thing that you've been doing. And I think that like in order to like keep in order to like keep the active sense of community, like I think that it would be cool to do the Dirty Flutter as part of the as we're caravanning. I don't have a sense from our notes just quite how big the enclave is.
I'd say maybe not even more than like 30 or 40, because then after that it gets really unwieldy.
Yeah, maybe 30 max.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't think it's a big group. Let's see how many people we have. Okay, so we have like 15 between PCs and NPCs. So I would say no more than 30. That way we have enough to add new NPCs anytime we feel like it, but not a huge group.
Okay, cool. That makes sense. So I'm curious if anyone else had like an idea for the top of the session or question mark.
I also kind of figured we would start like on the road, but does anybody have a thing that needs to happen before that?
I had one scene I would like before that, and it should be a short scene.
Cool.
And I wanted to finally patch up Burton's wound.
Oh,
He should be healthy while he's walking.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. We kind of just let that sit, didn't we?
Yeah. Oh,
yeah.
And he hotwired a car. He kind of earned it.
yeah, definitely.
Yeah, but he hasn't told anyone else.
I think Levy noticed you when you lifted something from the coupons, maybe.
I mean, Lark definitely knows he's wounded.
Yeah.
And has probably been stalling a little bit to give him some time to heal up. But
Thank you. Well,
so if okay, yeah, how about this? If he hasn't told Rezzi, this is the point where I can drag him to Rezzi.
Yeah, I mean, I more meant about the hot wiring a car.
I thought you meant the being wounded. I was like, I thought
no, the wounded is so clear as day and was even brought up last session that there's no hiding it. Burton's just
look and gender.
Yeah, well, Burton was very much focused on, okay, we need to feed Bella, we need to make sure Bella's okay, and then it's like, hey, what about you? And he's like, I'm hurting. Oh crap.
Yeah, so I think this is the last. We are the gang is packing up a lot of the medical supplies to go. We just have this small tray of them out, just what we need. And perhaps Burton has his shirt up or wherever the wound is exposed.
Yeah, definitely.
And does Lark want to be there?
Sure. I have not actually talked to Burton at all, so.
Yeah.
The old arrival can talk to the new arrival.
Have fun with that.
So, yeah. I am just to make sure I am using the regular move, tenderly care for someone, of course, and I think Rezzi is surprisingly effective with this. Putting on the this is going to sting, but then putting on the alcohol. This is also going to sting, but in a different way. This is going to feel you're being cut open again, and just and doing that, and then but it's just sort of he's doing it nicely and is as sweetly as you can when you're fighting an infection, but leaving Lark to talk with him for the most part at the moment.
Oh, okay, so I'm distracting him. Well,
yeah, we don't have anything to bite down on.
A bad person to do that, but
yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, Bella's there, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So I think Lark is sort of petting Bella. Oh yeah. So she's so calm.
Yeah. She likes you. Frankly, she likes a lot of people, but that's not to say if there aren't people she doesn't like. First thing I said, she likes you.
Yeah. I have a dog. Much less calm than Bella.
Oh.
I haven't seen your dog around.
Oh, yeah. She's back in our enclave. I hope somebody's taking care of her.
This is gonna hurt, Burton.
Okay.
I don't know how.
Oh, great.
Levy really likes Bella too. I'm impressed with it. Levy said a lot of good things about you. Some bad things too, but more good than bad.
Yeah, well, I mean, when you end up showing someone that surprisingly you can hotwire a car, it kind of helps.
You hotwired it? No, that makes sense. Of course you hotwired it. You actually have driven a car.
Okay, yeah.
No, I mean, most of the people here cars are hard to come by out in the marsh.
Yeah, I know. I mean, I don't. Okay, what is this going to stop hurting?
Tell me how to hotwire a car.
And does this wound require stitches, Burton?
I think so, yeah.
I imagine it would have already been stitched up. It's been.
I think Rezzi's taking out the old stitches. These have to come out.
Ow!
This is fishing wire. Who put fishing wire in you?
I didn't have a lot of options.
And then I think I'm going to use one of my weak moves. I'm going to promise something I can't possibly deliver. I'll grab Burton's chin and turn him to me. He's like, "You protected my son. As long as I'm alive, you will always have options, and I will always protect you."
Oh. Yeah, Burton's gonna blush like no one's tomorrow.
And I think like as you blush, that's like when you realize like the stitches have all come out, and you hadn't realized they were coming out.
Oh, you're good. That was smart.
And I hand Lark this little plastic throwaway cup of like 3 pills. Like 2 are for him. You can take the third if you want, or make sure he doesn't feel the pain.
That's okay. I'm fine.
Well, you're helping out. You have to get a little pick me up too.
No, that's okay. I'm actually trying to avoid any mind altering stuff lately.
Oh, this isn't mind altering; it's body altering. Completely different.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. But also, one of us has to drive.
Yeah. Well. Oh God. Okay.
Which is okay. I know how to drive. You can just like rest in the back seat because I don't think I want to do much with that arm.
Fine, but when this wears off, I'll return the favor.
I will hand it back whenever you want, but
yeah.
Yeah, and then it's like, and I think like by this time you've noticed like there's like this tightness in your side, and there's a snip, and he's finished with the stitches.
All right.
Lark is a really good distraction.
If this type of thing ever happens again, I'm coming straight to you. No questions asked.
Well, if I'm not blitzed out of my mind, I'll do this again for you.
did you do the fishing wire when you were blitzed out of your mind?
And Rezzi sort of grimaces. Like, Valor probably did the fishing wire. They have an interesting sense of humor.
Yeah, and I haven't seen them since, probably for good reason. Oh God, that's the last time I'm going to him, and definitely not the last time I'm going to you. And
pill?
What?
Do you want the third pill?
Let's just stick with the first 2 for now.
Okay.
I'll be. Whew, okay. All right.
Well, here, keep it holding tight. You might want it later.
Yeah, when they make all the comments in the old stories about like, oh, you know, so heroic to take a bullet for someone, they really leave out all the heavy descriptions of pain.
Yeah, I'm very sorry about that.
No, oh, sorry. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to like do that.
No.
What now? It's actually a rather short story. I jumped in front of the bullet. Bullet wasn't meant for me. But you know, sometimes you just.
We were getting Bella out of the shed, and some guy, I don't know, he must have been. He worked there. He wasn't one of the scientists, but somebody with a gun.
So wait, all this happened because you went back after a dog?
Well, yeah, she's my dog.
And I think there's this.
Didn't know there was a guy waiting for us with a gun.
And he's like, "No, I'm not blaming you. I like you guys a lot. This has elevated you greatly."
Oh.
And I think like there is that psychic bleeding of instability. Like you can feel his joy and happiness like a bit too much.
Okay, cool. Since I don't know really how to deal with this, I'm gonna be like, okay, wow, thanks. And I think I'm just gonna kind of go to like shake your hand because I don't know any different.
And I'll like take the hand, and Grant's like, you know, when we get settled, my tent's a bit empty. I mean, if you need space for Bella.
Right, yes, thank you. Thank you. I am...
And want to have sex. It doesn't have to be it can be an either or. It doesn't have to be both. And Rezzi will like finish cleaning up and walk out of the room like he's just said nothing, like he's not dropped the mic.
Hey, Lark, just for the briefest moment, I didn't like black out and die, did I? That didn't happen.
Blackout? No.
Okay, so that
That happened.
he actually.
I did not. I'm not saying anything, but that did happen.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna go be alone with my thoughts, and all right, come on, Bella. We're
getting on the road real soon.
Yeah. Okay.
Don't take too long.
Oh no. How about being alone with my thoughts in the back seat of the car, and we'll just get moving.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Do we want to like skip ahead, or is there another like pre-leaving thing?
Let's get on the road.
Okay. All right.
So we have like all manner of like wagons and carts that we're like unequipped to pull, except probably by hand, with the exception of whatever we can lash onto the back of the. Did we decide like what kind of vehicle that is? I mean, it sounds like a sedan of some sort with a back seat or something.
It sounds like a sedan or a station wagon or something like that, like a hatchback.
Oh yeah, like a hatchback.
Station wagon, just for the sake of being able to tie more shit to it. You can tie a lot of shit to a station wagon.
Accurate. Yep. And so as we're getting moving, I think the folks that are in the vehicle probably have the windows rolled down, and I can tell that this is. Am I echoing? What is that? I could tell that the like the path is hard for Lark to like discern and follow, and so like I want people to like try and remain calm, and so in order to do that, I'm going to conduct the Dirty Flutter ritual, and the ritual is a social one. It's one that we do all together. Actually, any couple of people that want to come to Robyn can do the Dirty Flutter anytime. And actually, Robyn, like, just because Robyn conducts the Dirty Flutter on behalf of the community does not mean that people don't perform it anyway. But in the Dirty Flutter, we all pretend to be less afraid of our situation and the psychic maelstrom and like our thoughts and feelings than we actually are. And when you're ready, start by whispering a secret about one of the people in the enclave that you wouldn't say to their face. Should be complimentary, but it might make you uncomfortable or embarrassed. If you can't think of something sincerely nice to say something embarrassing about yourself. But it's nicer to be nice. And each time someone whispers one of these secrets, and we take a little bit of control back from the psychic maelstrom over what secrets we reveal, the next person should say something a little bit louder until we're all shouting secrets at each other. And it ends when someone wants to. It ends whenever someone asks us to stop. Is everyone into the Dirty Flutter? Sweet. I should say the Dirty Flutter is almost exactly 100 Years Adoring You by Jeff Dieterle. It's an amazing looking game. And one of the most important things about the Dirty Flutter is that you can't ask questions about the secrets that are revealed. And if you are following the ritual correctly, you should never talk about the secrets revealed again. And so Robyn will begin the Dirty Flutter by whispering that it's incredibly hot that you managed to steal that car and bring all those things back.
Sorry, who was that aimed at? I know I'm not supposed to ask a question. I just didn't know.
When you say one of these secrets, you should not address your friend by name.
Okay.
I hope you understand how much we all depend on you.
I wish I knew what my feelings for you really meant.
For the first time, I feel like I'm not running away from something. I'm running towards something.
If I have to make this journey again, I'm glad it's with you.
I think Isabel, our former Torches know-it-all student, like sighs and says, "I really need a haircut."
Valor whispers, I love you more than anything.
I think after a long silence, Dallas whispers, I think I trust you more than I trust myself.
Drummer opens his mouth and can't think of anything to say at first. So finally, he says, God, he didn't say anything. He starts to say something, and then, like, finally, he's just kind of like, I don't know. I don't have anything to say. And then
I think Drimmer says something, but the psychic Maelstrom eats it.
Oh, that's so good.
Yeah.
I want to ask Robyn, has this ever happened before?
I guess the question is whether or not I'm conducting a ritual or whether I've botched a ritual, exposing myself to risk or ridicule.
What move do you want to pull?
I don't know. I think that I don't think that I expected that. Like the words are like desperately trying to come out of Drummer's mouth, right? And nothing escapes. And oh, you know what? You know what I will do though? I will open my mind to the psychic Maelstrom so that I can hear it.
I think what you hear is a gourmand's rumble as the stolen good thoughts, the stolen good feelings are corroded by the entropy of the psychic Maelstrom, and there's this rumble in your bones that makes you think of a burp, but cannot really.
And I think at this point, Drummer's like, no, fuck you. Sorry, not you. Not anybody here.
I think like maybe the ritual starts getting to like the more loud part, and someone says, "I think this is shit."
Who is it that says that?
Tenpenny, of course, my bitter old dyke.
Is Tenpenny one of my followers or not?
Tenpenny, I think, is like an outsider of the like. She is tied to this group because her ex-lover loved the gang, and like that's the only thing she has tying her to her ex-lover.
Okay. And I think hearing that Robyn like thanks the community for sharing so openly and with so much love and like closes the ritual with like, oh, I'm trying to think what would be an appropriate gesture to close this.
Was this something that we did while we were stopped?
I think we were we were kind of like on the move, and like I wanted to just kind of distract people from like maybe if Lark is like experiencing any distress because of like following the path.
What was the
bird symbol, crossing your thumbs and beating your wings as hands as wings.
Oh, yeah, no, that's perfect. That's 100% perfect.
It looked like an X card thing at first, and I was like, wait, I don't know what the problem was, but let me make sure that that's not what it was.
Oh no, okay. I'm imitating a very bad rapper.
I see it now. Yeah. Okay, cool.
and I think that when you like when Robyn does the bird flutter in front of her face, like anyone who's close to her can hear her whisper the words "I miss you," and bringing the ritual to a close. I think that I need to confront Tenpenny about this, which is really unfortunate. I don't want to have to do this, but Tenpenny isn't even one of my followers, so I can't even ostracize her for a token. But we'll see. And so, like another another half mile of travel later, I'll approach Tenpenny. I think you should absolutely play Tenpenny. I'll approach Tenpenny and ask. Sorry, it's she, her, right?
She, her.
Okay,
Yes.
yeah, and I'll ask her. Is everything all right?
Nothing's ever been all right since the day Miss Prim left this world. But I still am going around shuffling, giving all my troubles to these kids and making sure they stay alive.
What can I do to help?
Can you help? Or can you just make us do group therapy like we're some kind of traveling circus?
You are you concerned that no one had anything to say about you?
I don't care if anyone had something to say about me. I'd probably be more upset if they did. I think spilling your guts is as ugly as it sounds.
Oh, that's so good. Sorry, I just need to remind myself about Tenpenny.
She is the
Cared for
woman,
Mrs. Prim,
Yeah.
who was
the woman who led the gang out of the institute the first time.
Yeah. Okay. I think that what I want to do is I want to spend a token to soothe someone's pain or duress. And so I don't know if I can I can ask. Regular move. How can I deepen Tenpenny's sense of belonging and purpose in this place?
You can remind her, you can show her how much Mrs. Prim's work has enriched this community, which is the children, and how much good her lover did, and how much there is left to do. The job is good, but there is still a builder needed.
Okay. And I think that what I'll do is I'll point to Rezzi, and I'll point more specifically to Levy, because I know that he went out on the supply run, and I'll point to.
Actually, Miss Prim died when they found Levy. She died taking a bullet for the child.
Oh, that's the worst. I won't do that then.
But no, I think what were you going to do?
What I want to do is I want to point to the way that they're gang members, but look at how they're helping other people in the community right now.
That's
they are
perfect.
Yeah, they're doing really heavy really heavy hauling of these giant wagons, and they're some of them are loaded up with supplies, some of them are loaded up with tents, and I'll point to those children. I'll say that none of them would be here if it wasn't for you and your partner, and we owe you a giant debt for that. Because look at what they're doing to contribute to making sure that that all of us are taken care of.
And she nods. Petunia, that was her name. Petunia don't raise no assholes. Petunia don't raise no jackasses. Petunia don't raise no... She raises Robin Hoods, no thieves.
Is the does she put like extra emphasis on the Robin in Hood there, or is it? I'm trying to discern.
I think she's more like
spilling,
she's
something.
Bragging a bit, like
Okay.
she knows what Robin Hood is, even though that she maybe like it's like the gang is like the feral kid from Mad Max 2, but raised with love.
Yeah.
So I think she's just sort of like showing off that she knows a bit of something about the fallen society too. Still.
Okay, that's great. And yeah, like pointing, like having like pointed to these kids and hearing like that Tenpenny was like willing to. I don't know that I had ever heard Miss Prim's first name before now. Certainly not from Rezzi, right?
No, Miss Rezzi never called her that.
And I'll hold my hand out and like and take hers if she'll let me. And I'll say I'm so sorry that she couldn't be here with you, but I'm glad that you're here and that you can see what these children mean to this community too.
She's sort of, you can tell she's sort of on the verge of tears. It's not like bad tears, but happy tears. It's like her legacy lives on. I gotta protect her legacy.
Next time, if you wanted to say something about her, I know that she's not here to hear it, but it might feel good to say.
And she looks down and was like, if I'm going to say something about my dear sweet Petunia, can I at least wait till the yelling starts?
Of course you may.
And I think you hear probably one of the rarest things Tenpenny has ever said. I'm sorry.
And Robyn says, I'm sorry too, Tenpenny.
And if you'll let her, she'll hug you.
Oh yeah, there's totally hugs. There's totally sad hugs. Robyn shares a good cry about this.
And I think like Tenpenny will go and like start preparing like a meal for like the entire group tonight, because like that's what she does with the gang on Sundays when she can. But like tonight she's going to be cooking for everyone, and Rezzi's sort of like, yay, gruel for all.
Finally, all those Soylent stocks that we came across.
Soybean
Hey.
The bear.
We have like meat now, so gotta eat that while we can.
You've got that whole pound of meat. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's super good.
Oh God, I wonder what she can do with real food.
I haven't heard anything from Ezra in a while.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of I've just been enjoying everybody else's stuff and then not thinking about myself.
Put you on the spot. Just like if you have something, you're totally like.
I did have something for Ezra, if that's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think.
Okay.
I think Rezzi is like getting the information from Tenpenny during this rest, and they're beginning to walk again. And Rezzi walks up to Ezra. It's like, so I know you guys got a lot of food, but what's the list? What do we have to work with? Miss Tenpenny wants to cook tonight.
And I feel like she's that person that knows everything. She has like a little like steno pad that she pulls out of her bag.
And like somehow she still has legal sized paper just because she's that girl.
No, like one of the little like the little ones.
Like those like bookies things.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Just flips through that. Like, well, we can't have much of the whiskey. We have those mushrooms, but this is the trading fodder. We got some. I think we have some fresh bread that we managed to snag.
What's fresh bread taste like?
Oh boy, we have a lot to teach you. But
Oh,
like
and
fresh.
he looks a bit like he's listening to everything you're saying. He's like, "Do you have anything to trade?"
And she lists some of the stuff that they managed to get from the market and some of the stuff they managed to snag from the institute. So, some syringes. I think they have like one non-Lark scalpel.
Oh, do you have any bullets for the gun he has? The one that killed Mrs. Prim?
Let's say that they snagged another gun, but the gun is non-functional, so the bullets that were in that.
And like I'm thinking, like maybe 3. Like,
Yeah.
not a lot.
Oh yeah, no, they definitely took it off of somebody's dead body.
Yeah, and I think like he pulls it out. And it's this 6-shot Magnum, or maybe either that or it's a Desert Eagle, like some big hand cannon type gun. And like he fills up, like puts the 3 bullets in. It's like, oh right, which price should I pay for these?
What you been hiding, boy?
He grins like, not. I have a new option in the air, but it's not really hiding. But he looks around. It's like, I'm a bit worried about Valor. If I can vent about them, he says conspiratorially.
What's up with Valor?
I thought Valor wasn't into people. Not like I am, not like you are, us people with families. But recently, they've been drawing, like, little pictures of themselves on pieces of paper, napkins, things that they find, showing themselves and Robyn leading people in ritual.
So Valor and Robyn.
I think Valor has a crush on her.
You think she's got a chance?
Wait, like Robyn, a chance in what?
I feel like maybe at the end of all this, a couple more of us will be paired up. Seems like.
And Rezzi chuckles like, Valor's, and like you see, he doesn't want to say anything bad about Valor because they're
Valor
of that
has a
conglomerate.
charm.
Like, Valor charms people. I'm worried what they might do with Robyn. I mean, Robyn seems to speak to people in ways Valor wants to be able to do.
And now the question becomes, does Valor want Robyn, or does the Valor want to be Robyn?
I don't know if they know the difference.
It's food for thought, isn't it? And she tosses the last bullet at you.
And he like puts it in the chamber. It's like, hopefully I will be using these on people not in here, huh?
Yeah. If you do, I'll kill you.
I could kill you too. I think he smiles at that, just like it's threatened his life, like the most levity he's had for a while. And I think he even
true bonding.
Like he punches her in the shoulder a bit. It's like, oh come on, like look at what you have. You'd come at me, that thing would snap off. You'd stab my rib, it'd snap. I could padlock flail your head right in.
Trust me, I don't need to be facing you head to head to have you 6 feet under.
Oh, now that's smart. Wish I could do that kind of shit. Yeah. And I think like there's like this almost like buddy cop feel as they're getting back closer to the rest of the people.
Yes.
Murder buddies.
Murder buddies.
I see you had an idea involving
Yeah.
the second. Go for it.
Especially because I love doing these round robin things. So our first night after these little we left this neighborhood, everyone had a dream about their worst moment in the Institute. What is it, and what is one thing that nobody knew that now they do?
Rezzi could have rescued Dominique. He left her behind on purpose.
Because of when he first left, Burton is hyper aware that, in fact, Jim, his son, is no longer around.
Ezra was force-fed void water for several days on end to, hope that powers would manifest, and she's concerned that they will.
Robyn was kept in a room where they didn't ask her any questions. They just showed her images of people from the Enclave, and just let her be exposed to those and think about them. I don't know how much got out.
Lark was in this kind of second group to be sort of focused on, because they were kind of susceptible to the Maelstrom, but they had no control over it. They weren't like one of the real psychics. They were in a second group because one day they, took the real psychics, and I think they sort of kept, people in. I don't think they separated all of us from each other. We all saw each other at least occasionally, but so they know that they never brought them back. And Lark was taken, after that to a room and tied to this table, and something was injected into them. It may have been void water or something like that, and basically just forced to open their brain to the Maelstrom over and over until they could do it on purpose. And they were restrained this whole time, and every time they did this, and just utterly panicking just at that, even before anything else happened, just being tied to this table was it was already a thing that they panicked about, and then it became a thing that was associated with this all of the Maelstrom stuff. Even the thought of having their hands tied is now just nightmare fuel just thinking about it.
Oh no. I have a question about that from our last session then. Because I had wrapped those bandages around your hands, and I'm curious what that meant to Lark now.
I think that was okay, because they weren't restrained. It was just, you were just wrapping it around. I think that was okay. I think there was maybe a moment of fear there, but it was not and I don't know, I mean, we all probably see bits of each other's dreams, so Robyn might know about this particular phobia. But if not, she wouldn't have seen any sign of it.
Okay, cool.
And I think it's kind of right before daybreak. Are we staying in tents? Like, have we set up like a camp?
I like the idea of the tent, like especially with what Tenpenny had said about being like the traveling carnivore or
Circus,
whatever. Yeah, like having these tents set up, and I really like the like no set bed setting element, and so like visual under the tents and stuff, and so I'm really curious like what the sleeping arrangements on that night look like.
I am too.
Where's Burton?
It's the most important question. It's the one that had an invitation attached to it.
Yeah.
Oh, well, where there's room for Bella. yeah, I think actually more on the guise of like, well, there's room for Bella. Burton's going to take up Rezzi's offer. I'm not entirely sure how that would actually go down, but for sleeping arrangements, he is there.
Yeah, and Rezzi's not going to push you into anything. And I think at like this night, because like Tenpenny cooked for everyone, like it's sort of a sense of community that Levy is. I don't think Levy is pleased to be sleeping with his dad, but they're on the road and that's what you do because I say so and I'm your dad. And I think he's really excited to see Bella. And Rezzi will let you know, like, just like whisper to you, you know, if you decide we need time, just tell them to go play.
Oh, okay. Noted.
Yeah, Lark volunteers to sleep on the ground because they always volunteer to sleep on the ground because it's a way to get a little bit of distance.
Oh, that's so sad.
I know.
I think that I think Robyn like invites Tenpenny just as a as a chance to like, you know, if you want we can, we can stay up, but I want you to feel comfortable around us, and so like she'll make the invitation like you can come and sleep under my tent if you would like, and maybe the Maelstrom shows us things about each other, but like I want to make sure that you feel comfortable and that you feel like you have a place here.
I think if I may touch a different threat for a moment.
Please do.
I think Tenpenny does take you up on your offer, and it gets very it gets to the point where she's going to let you do the like bleeding ritual on her, like just a very simple one, but you're washing her back, like she's her shirt's off, but like her pants are on and everything. You're washing her back, and you notice she's pushing 50. There's the wrinkles are showing. It hasn't gotten rid of the gang sign that's on her back.
Is that a brand or a tattoo or what is?
I think you're right. It probably is a tattoo, but I'm going to leave this up to Ezra right now because, well, this one thing. Is this an ownership tattoo or a tattoo that says she was in the gang?
I'm going to say it's an ownership tattoo. Any tattoos that would be something of pride would be somewhere where the person could actually show them.
Ooh.
So usually on their arms or on their chest.
Yeah.
But since it's on her back, it's something for other people to look at.
And I think it's like on a point, like on her shoulder blade, it's like where she would have a shirt that would like, maybe it's like a reverse farmer's tan. Like she's not used to wearing so many clothes.
And what's the brand? Is it something that we've seen before or not?
I don't know it. Well, actually, that's what's going to like. I don't know about the first season that much, but maybe this is a brand dealing with a goddess cult that Robyn knows, or a gang that Robyn knows. If I may turn to that avenue.
Yeah. There was a gang in the first season that was like that was super into like getting like void touched blood. I'd be okay with connecting it with that, but I also like leaving it open so that way we can like bring in like new things like related to that. I'm super into that.
Maybe you just know it's an ownership tattoo because it has like the same, like as Ezra said, it has the same formula.
Okay. Yeah, and so so somewhere safe to sleep actually like that rings out like twice here. Oh, that's good. That's good. And yeah, like seeing that like when I'm helping her like when I'm like washing her, like I know that she knows that I see it. And I'm gonna make the decision to not say anything about it for now. But I'm gonna note that that's a thing. Oh, that's so good.
And I think you've earned probably quite a bit of respect by not mentioning it after that, that line about the guts. And if I do have a question though. Did Burton ever tell Levy to go play with Bella?
This is vital information.
Set a scene for me if you said yes or no, basically.
Yes.
Okay, I think Ezra is setting up like, if I may, like you're setting up like your tent, like or that you're personally making sure your tent is like to your satisfaction.
Oh yeah.
And Bella runs by you, and then this tennis ball goes past your head. And you hear Levy just cackling with laughter as Bella runs by.
The fuck?
And like Bella comes like charging back with the ball.
And I like hold out my hand so that Bella drops into my hand.
Oh, you cock blocker. I think should I control Levy or should Barry, since Barry was Levy before? Does it matter?
Whatever you want to do. I don't have ownership over.
I was like, I've had a lot of scenes. I'm glad you set this up, but I'm glad you pass it over if you feel okay with that.
I'm sorry. Give me the setup with Levy again.
Levy's playing fetch with Bella, and Ezra just took the ball from Bella by extending her hand, and the dog like, oh, closer.
I don't have to run as far.
Oh, okay.
Because they've both been kicked out of the tent.
Yeah. Oh, I think that Levy is like. Levy is so eye rolling about this, right? And
also, is this before or after everyone's awful dreams?
I think this. Oh,
I just would like to know what Levy knows and does not know.
Yeah, I think this is before.
Okay.
So yeah, Levy is like rolling his eyes at this and like being asked to leave, and like now like the one thing that was actually going to be like any fun like Ezra is, and he says it's okay, I can take care of her.
I see you, and then she looks at Bella, and I see you, but I see neither of you guys as owners. What's up?
Don't talk about my dad like that.
You haven't answered my question.
I don't know. He has a life, I guess, of his own, just like I do. Like I get to leave the enclave now to go on runs with you, and that worked great. So I'll see what the problem is. I'm grown too, so it's just.
I will admit,
As soon as we get some more tents, I'm on my own.
And why don't you have your own tent now?
It's just it's scarce. It's supplies.
You had enough tents last night.
You know what?
And she throws the ball.
And well, I mean, last night, like Rezzi was Levy was like sleeping in like a house, right?
Oh yeah, no, she's definitely bluffing, but you know.
Yeah. Levy is like, look, it's like we're gonna get to where we're going, and like then I'll get to, we all get to live our own lives, okay? Like, he's my dad, but like it's none of your business, okay?
Looks like other people are living their lives without you.
It's okay with me if I don't know what Dad's up to right now.
So your dad is up to something.
I don't know. Why don't you go check?
And she like just like sticks, like fastens like the last stake on the ground. As like Kit is also on the other side of this tent, actually doing the work of setting this up. While Ezra berates a child.
Does everyone know that you're a parent?
I think some people might. It's
Okay.
not something she talks about often, but
okay.
You can make that decision
Okay.
about Levy one way or the other.
Yeah. And he says, God, are you a dick like this to your kids?
Don't you fucking dare talk to me about my children.
Well, don't talk to me about my fucking dad.
At least you had someone to raise you. How the fuck long have we been in there?
How the fuck long have we been in there?
It's like, I'm gonna post that.
I think it depends. I think we were all maybe brought there at different times.
Yeah.
So it can be however long you want.
I was thinking like 6 months, like not maybe pushing a year, but I don't know what the scope of this was to.
I was thinking months too, but
yeah, months is fine with me.
Okay. And Levy has been Rezzi's child for how long? Question mark.
Levy is 16. He has been Rezzi's child since he has known.
Okay, cool.
Jesus.
Yeah, so don't I dare talk to you about your children. Don't talk to me about my fucking dad. At least you have someone. Okay, caught up. Okay. And I think Rezzi just like stomps away at that. Like this is not a conversation that Rezzi needs to be having with another, or that Levy needs to be having with another. The names are too similar. I'm sorry, I get tripped up. This is not a conversation that Levy needs to be having right now. Like, and he says, "You take care of the dog," and he goes off to the edge of the camp to play it being like on watch.
And as he leaves, she just yells, "What the fuck have I ever done to you?" And I'm gonna take that weak move of asking, "How have I earned your ire?"
I mean, I think it happened on the trip, right? Like I wanted some opportunities to prove myself, and in addition to more or less being like relegated to the back seat.
Was he writing bitch?
Yeah, I think that
the dog had a better seat than he did.
Yeah. And the only opportunity that he had for that was like be cool in the grocery store and don't get us hurt. And like he thought that Ezra going out into the wasteland was down to do some dirt, and apparently she's not, or apparently like he has a different concept of the level of dirt that they were going to get into.
He thought that they were gonna scrap.
Yeah, I mean, he didn't take that golf club for nothing.
Yeah. But yeah,
Take that token.
Take that token. I was also just gonna make. I don't know if we should make like a scene of it, but after awful dream time, I do think that Ezra does go out looking for Lark.
I did have a question for Lark too. Did we head in the direction of the forest that I found you at?
I think we're past it.
But we went in that direction. Like we went through it.
Yeah. I think we went. Yeah, I think we passed it on. Like.
That's all I needed to know.
Okay.
No, not to cut you off, but I think you will wake up with a small, like a handmade tchotchke near you. But I'm just tagging the goddess cult for now. That's all I'm saying.
What kind of handmade tchotchke?
It looks like those like old napkin dolls, or old like very like frontier, like we have nothing, but like we're going to make you a doll out of something soft.
Oh, like tied up stuff.
Yeah, like what would be like, like a napkin swan, or like this is just like a vaguely humanoid napkin doll.
Okay.
Like a napkin with some like junk tied into it, and like tied so it looks like a head and some like.
Yeah.
That's creepy.
Yeah, I think I pick it up. Like, I don't know who this belongs to, but it wasn't. I don't think it was here. Maybe it was here last night. No, it doesn't look like it's been rained on or anything.
Is it raining?
That's actually a good question. I don't know what the
climate is around.
I mean, we're presumably somewhere in Northern California. But that covers a lot of area. And it's, the future, and climate change has happened. So who the hell knows? It could be anything.
Yep.
I think there is a lot of fog. I like the fog idea, especially with like the random flooding in places that there shouldn't be flooding. There would be a lot of fog like rising from it.
I have a weird void related question. If the fog were coming in from the coast, would the fog be imbued with that kind of like psychic energy? And would that be something that we would be watching out for?
I like the idea that this is a maybe, and we're not sure, but maybe a lot of people blame their dreams, like, oh, that must have been the fog.
Yeah. So I think as Lark is picking up this weird rudimentary napkin doll with just like two marker eyes, you see Ezra just kind of like blurrily stumbling out of their tent, like really dressed down. Like usually she's wearing like, again, anything that you could throw together that looks relatively defensive, but it's just like a grungy tank top and like cargo pants and no shoes. And she's just kind of like peering into tents looking for Lark.
And I think Lark is actually sleeping under like the trailer that we were pulling behind the car or something, kind of away from everybody else. And like maybe Bella finds me.
Oh, Bella stayed with us last night. Yeah. Bella can't go into the tent with adult things going on.
Right, exactly. But like, she can definitely find someone sleeping under a trailer.
Yeah. It's just like hand on the side of the trailer. Looks down and just goes, the fuck?
Oh. No, okay, you can stop looking at me now. I'm awake. Ezra, is that you?
Yeah.
What's
Are
up?
you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Are you sure? I mean, like,
Yes.
and she like kneels down and really cautiously like takes one of your hands, like just kind of running her thumb over your wrist where she knows that they had bound you down.
Mhm. There's definitely a like yeah, I mean I think you can feel the like tension, and like kind of starting to draw back, and then like no, not going to do that. It's and then I'll take your hand, come up from underneath the trailer, kind of look around, people stirring and coming out of tents, and all looking very
Exposed.
yeah. Uh, bad dream night, huh?
Yeah. I know we haven't really talked about any of that. And I don't want you don't have to, and I would never do that. But how did you make it out of yeah. I would have tried to kill every single motherfucker in there if they even tried to do half of that to me.
And I didn't have much chance to do that. I was in there when the Maelstrom came for real.
Yeah.
And they didn't bother to let me go before they ran off.
I'm sorry.
That's fine. I'm here now, alive.
Trust me, you have been through some shit.
We all have.
And honestly, I don't know how you're not more scared than you already are. More scared than any of us already are.
Oh, I'm scared.
Yeah.
It could just.
It doesn't feel great.
No, it doesn't. You okay?
Could you help me?
Yeah, I'm if I can.
And I think they like just sit next to the trailer for a little while.
Yeah, I think we both just like kind of lean back against the wheel and
To make this a little bit less sad.
Yeah.
Like Bella just like lays across them.
Yeah. Bella's like laying across both of our feet,
Yeah.
Yeah. You just hear her go.
Yep. Bella.
Yeah.
And I think like at that point, kind of like it clicks. I'm like, Bella stayed in your tent last night, huh?
Yeah. Looks like Burton was having a little bit of fun. I don't know with whom. I have some suspicions.
I think I start to say I know, and then like, wait, no, I probably shouldn't say that. And I think like Lark's reaction to this is very is kind of embarrassed and like childish in a way. Like Like they think this is hilarious, but also super embarrassing. And that is kind of funny from someone who used to like bring Robyn videotapes with names like, you know, Ass Extravaganza 4. But like videotapes and reality are very different things.
Oh yeah.
I know it's a classic, but you know.
Those lemon stealing whores. I think that's a good end to this scene. And I'm gonna mute myself to cackle a little bit more.
Yeah. Actually, does anyone else know about that? Like Lark's previous, I guess, like smut scavenging job.
Well, there was a need in the community, and you helped fill it.
I mean, yeah. Also, like, I mean, I scavenged other things. That was just the specific thing I brought Robyn.
But you brought us the classics.
Yes.
Astravaganza 4, Astravaganza 5, Astravaganza 6, back to
The
the
quality
beginning.
really went downhill after 6.
7 was just
It was directed by Uwe Boll. What'd you expect? Fog machines everywhere.
oh. But then there was like 9 and Nicolas Cage was in it for some weird reason.
There's the extremely mythical 10. No one's sure if it exists or not. Everybody just thinks it's made up.
I heard it has like
There's an
6
11.
different endings, and nobody knows which one's the real one.
Well, yeah, but like people have seen 11. Nobody's seen 10. Like 10 might have stopped in mid-production. Oh, God, why am I jumping into this?
This is the game.
Oh, God. Okay.
Sorry, thought we needed some comic relief after the whole.
Oh, yeah.
This was a very Whedon moment. Like, okay, this is a very sad moment. Let's talk about porn.
Yes.
Oh, great. This is. Oh boy.
But anyway, yes, while Ezra and Lark are giggling over not specifically Burton, somebody. Actually, wait, no, it had to have been Bella.
No, it's
right.
explicitly Burton.
Burton spent the night in someone's tent in a way that involved kicking Bella out. So, yeah, go Burton.
I mean, I want to make it very clear. I wasn't kicking Bella out. I was kicking Levy out.
Right, but that's not
the only way to
Bella
kick Levy out. Yeah, fine. Yeah.
Would you have had Bella at the foot of your bed?
Not on purpose. God, no.
Who do you think is holding the camera? Someone play the digital realm.
No. She's a good girl. She's a good girl.
That's why she's so good at holding the camera.
No!
She gets the great angles.
You are not ruining this for me. That is my dog.
Look, we don't have the fixer, so we can't have a GoPro that works. I'm sorry.
Oh no.
Oh, thank God.
Just tie a GoPro to your dog.
That's my saving grace. There's no fixer, so there's no GoPro.
Oh, we miss you, Finch.
Oh, I don't know what that means.
Okay, I think that. Sorry, I think I derailed things well enough. Apologize about
Where
that.
do we go from here?
Did anybody have a thing that they wanted to do?
I do, unless anyone else does. Because I want to talk with Robyn.
Do we not get the scene of Burton and Rezzi in the
Coming out of the.
Oh no, Rezzi woke up first and left him there. He didn't say he was going to give him company at the beginning, I think. Or well, I don't know. Yeah, I think we should do the opening scene. I think oh God, I think
Lark and Ezra waiting.
oh God. I I think Rezzi is like just getting out of bed, completely naked, sees his son, like gives like this weird, like a groggy look, like, oh, okay, he's not awake yet, but underwear first.
You mean Levy came back into the room?
I think Levy came to the tent, heard the noises. It's like, I'm going to go wait until the noise is just snoring, then I'll go to sleep. Yeah. But oh no, Levy slept with Valor last night. Yeah, so I think Rezzi wakes up and doesn't see Levy, and he's like getting his clothes on like really quick, and like sits down in the bed a bit too hard and jostles Burton awake.
Yeah. I think for the first time in a while, Burton actually like doesn't just jolt awake. It's enough to kind of like make him like kind of wake up, and he just kind of sees the outline of you, and then just kind of instinctively kind of reaches out and tries to like grab at you. Not with any particular meaning, but just kind of like, no, come back to bed.
And I think Rezzi like grabs your hands, like, Levy's not here. I've got to find him.
Oh, okay. Yeah, please go do that.
Last night was very fun.
Yeah. Screw it. Yeah, it was.
I think we did, but if you want to do it again, just remember my tent's always open.
As long as there's room for Bella.
And Rezzi like looks at you with like this weird look on his face. It's like, oh, like at the foot of the bed.
Yeah. What? Oh God, no. Not.
Look, there are some weird people out here. Okay, I ask questions, a lot of questions.
Look, I understand that. Just, it was nice to have a place to sleep. And I can't believe I'm saying this. It would be nice if it became a consistent thing.
Oh. And like I think Rezzi's sort of looking confused, like, you want to be didn't you dream what I did last night?
Yeah. Did you dream what I did?
Yeah, but yours is easily forgivable.
So what kind of person would I be if I didn't easily forgive yours?
Oh God, are you using a move on him? I don't, because you have shocked him to the core.
Yeah, you know what? Might as well use a strong move. Ask, what does your character wish I would do next?
Oh, crap. I wish you'd tell me you loved me. Or at least liked me.
Mm.
I wish you would let me know that this is more than just sex, I guess.
And I think Burton is going to take Rezzi's hand that he still has, and he's just going to place it on his own forehead and say, you know a lot of what is going on up here now. So you know that I don't trust people easily. As far as I'm concerned, if you want to know anything, I'll tell you. This is not, and believe me, if it makes you uncomfortable for any reason, I will move to a different tent, or I will move to my own tent, or else.
And like he just pulls you in for a kiss.
Yes.
And like I like this. I like you go back to sleep. I'll go find Levy and Bella.
Okay.
Or don't say I don't contribute. Cool. Whoa, is this what being high on life is? Different.
Yes.
Yeah. And I think Burton's gonna try going back to sleep for a little extra. Just because he's in a surprising, let's just say surprising mood. I don't think he really fully comprehends what he's doing, or maybe even what he's committed to, but he knows he's committed to something. Well, someone.
Yeah.
Aww.
Yeah. I've got to go find my son and my stepdog.
Okay. This is only going to get weirder.
Yeah, I think Rezzi leaves and gets a fair distance away before he just begins hollering. And he's in such a good mood he does not realize what might happen with his gang knowing that he betrayed them, or at least betrayed one of their members. Dominique was his right hand. She attacked one of the Institute dwellers and was put in solitary confinement, and he could have rescued her but did not.
Nice
And you just hear
battle.
the holler, and Ezra's just grinning like a goddamn fool.
Yeah, I think at this point, Ezra and Lark are kind of elbowing each other, like, that's it.
That's it.
And snickering. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Ella looks up and just tongue lolling out of her mouth, I'm part of this too.
Yeah, I mean, even give it a minute or two, and Burton, who realized very quickly that going back to sleep was actually a very stupid idea this early in the morning, he kind of comes back on with the same clothes he wore yesterday. But that's actually no, that's pretty normal.
That's pretty normal.
His clothes are a little more askew than they would be.
Oh. This is so
Cool.
great.
So now Ezra and Rezzi discussion?
No,
or-
for a fact.
Ezra and Rezzi, or Robyn and Rezzi, or
Oh wait, was it? I don't remember.
Ezra and Lark.
yeah, Ezra and Lark. That's what.
Oh, I was thinking the next scene. Wait, no, it wasn't. It was Yeah, never mind.
Oh
Whoever
yeah, I wanted
whoever.
to find Robyn.
That's right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Robyn.
Okay.
So in the you know what? I wanted to make sure that something got Did whoever participated in the Dirty Flutter for the first time at the beginning of this session got a token?
Ooh.
Yep, I did that, and
Okay,
I
cool.
spent that.
Cool.
I think I'm gonna take that token too.
Yeah, take that token. Cool. So in the morning, I think Robyn and Tenpenny are sharing breakfast. And the canvas of the tent is open, and it's just open air, with the top of, or with the roof of it just providing a little bit of shade from the sunrise. It's that kind of morning where it's it will be cold. It'll be cold when you get up, but the sun will make it just a little bit bearable, but also that also means getting up. And so I think Robyn has after making something small for her and Tenpenny to eat for breakfast, she's come back to the tent and opened it up, but wrapped the blanket around herself while she's eating. So that's what Robyn's doing when you come and find her.
And I think Rezzi just sticks his head in. It's Have you seen Levy? Have you seen Bella?
I haven't seen them this morning. I think Levy was taking. Levy was really insistent about taking a watch last night, and I didn't have any reason to be concerned. You hadn't said anything to me about it since he had gone out on the supply run, so I assumed everything was fine.
I hadn't, and I guess that means he's crashing with one of the others.
Is that bad?
It could be, depending on who he ends up with.
Well, what's your concern, Rezzi?
Well, it seems that our dreams got all mumbled jumbled last night, and I'll admit it, I've done what I shouldn't have. I think I'm going to reveal a secret vulnerability. Let's see. No, I think I'm just going to do a regular move, give something away, and I think like he reaches on his jacket, like there is like this patch that's like from like the old Institute, like Institute like 1.5 before they upgraded the sigil. He pulls it off, it's like he hands it to 10 pennies. Like, I don't know if I'm going to be the leader after today. After they find out what I did.
Well, what did you do?
You dreamt about it. I left Dominique.
And lots of us have left. Lots of us have lost people, and lots of us have left people. That doesn't mean
we're a family. We grew up together. We were kept by the Institute before. I should have done something. I know she was violent. I know she was dangerous, but I was afraid if she kept going down the road she was, that she would end up killing one of us, killing Levy, killing me.
That is the thing, isn't it? We want to have you around, Rezzi, but you're also terribly violent. And if we left behind anyone who was who we were scared of, I like that you're around. I like that you bring us so much security, but I don't know how to. I don't know what to advise you, since obviously we want to have you around, and so I'm going to admit that I don't have the answer to someone's question or problem.
Ooh, and I think Rezzi sees that you've got like 10 penny, like looking better than she has in ages. It's like I may have to deal with this the old ways then. We'll see.
How could I deepen your character's sense of belonging and purpose? I guess purpose is the thing that I'm more curious about in this place.
Oh, he knows his purpose is to protect everything. He's more worried that he may have to make an example of one of his gang members, or he's. I guess if he wanted to make him feel like he belonged, back him up if he must take a stand against his gang to keep his position. Or back him up when he needs it.
Okay. Is this something that you're going to see to privately, or do you want it to be something that the community bears witness to?
I think it's time that they see that they know what happens. I mean, they know how we protect them. They should know how we work.
Is Rezzi one of my followers?
Not yet, but what
Okay.
you say could tip the balance.
Okay. I'm going to spend that token that I just got and ask, what's your greatest fear about this situation specifically?
My greatest fear is that the gang has turned levy against me.
Okay. You should talk to Levy. But if you want, I can talk to Levy.
I think you should talk to Levy. I can talk with the rest of my gang. I know how we work. We're family, for lack of better terms.
And yeah, I'll make the promise to talk to Levy like as soon as I can find him this morning.
And should I ask you a strong move question though before that happens?
You sure can if you want to.
I don't think I need that. I think what could I say? What would be the right thing to say to bolster your confidence?
Ooh. The right thing to say to bolster my confidence that this is going to go well for the Enclave is that if they're all in agreement that you need to step down, that you'll do it.
I'll agree to that.
Okay, and I'll talk to Rezzi. Or I'll talk to Levy. I keep doing it.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah.
It's okay.
So yeah, I think that's this scene.
Cool.
Cool. So yeah, there are so many places to go from here.
I wonder if outlying gangs is the appropriate like setting element to bring to bear in Rezzi's like in resolving like Rezzi's like whole thing here. I know that like technically there are gang, but question mark.
So
that sounds right, just because like in Apocalypse World, like the Chopper's gang is a brute, like it's a threat, like, and your other gangs become like threats, so it sounds right.
Okay.
What else do we have? I see like a bunch of things in the chat.
Oh, there's a big list. So I have outlying gangs. I have absolutely no idea how to play this.
How do we want to frame the scene, and then we can maybe
figure
out it from there?
If Rezzi's gonna talk to his gang,
could be a bunch of them. Like, I'm not sure if all of them feel how Robyn wants them to, or like not wants them to, but like says, but like maybe there is dissent, and he's coming to check on like where his gang is congregating, and they all shut up as he's getting there.
Are they near the front or the back of the caravan?
Ooh, Where's the food?
I feel like the food would be tied up to the sedan.
Yes, they're probably all near the sedan.
Okay.
Classic teenagers.
Are they all teenagers, or are they?
No, the teenagers are like the next generation of the gang. Like they're coming up.
Okay.
Most of them are like mid to early, mid, late 20s.
Okay.
How many of them are there?
I think, counting Rezzi, a grand total of 16.
That's more than half our group.
Yeah.
Then let's say
No, I mean, that's fine. That can be the case. I just
Which
was
makes this a
not
much bigger issue than
picturing
it is.
that.
could be just 10 then. Like maybe 5 on his side, 5 off.
Okay. Right. Okay. Wow. That's
That's a lot of
I
people.
have no idea how to do that.
It could mainly be like maybe pick out like one person pick out the voice of like pro Rezzi, one pick out the voice of anti Rezzi or whatever if you'd like.
Yeah.
What side is Valor on?
Oh, anti, of course. This is Valor's time to shine. Valor's second in command.
But how obvious is Valor about that? Are they just like kind of hinting here and there and like pushing someone else to speak against Rezzi?
Oh.
Or are they like being like, no, I'm going to take it over now?
I think Valor seems creepy enough to to believe they know what's best for people. They sort of have that attitude about them. So I think they are trying to take the leadership position.
You know, is it all right if I try playing Valor this time?
Please.
Okay. Cool. I guess before I start in on anything, I just want to make sure that we've got the rest of the scene established.
We don't, but that's fine.
Yeah.
Great!
Just start.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, I think, if the gang's all gathered by the back of the sedan and where all the food is and everything, just to help set it up, I think there are certainly a few who are very much, just trying to eat what they can while still kind of watching that they don't eat too much. And then there are some that are kind of a little bit ways away that are all kind of, intermingling amongst themselves and just kind of like munching on something. But it's clear that the atmosphere is one of hushed discussion because at first it's everybody trying to make sure that they all had the same dream because, like, they want to make sure that like they get their story straight before they go and accuse their gang leader of something. But after a bit and everybody seems to be on the same page, Rezzi, if you want to come along.
Yeah. And I think like Rezzi is like walking with like that patch in his hand, like wondering if he's going to be the leader tonight or not.
Yeah. And I think Valor either sees you or feels that you're drawing closer and turns and has this very imperceptible look on their face. It's one of, we know what you did now, and it's calculating. But yeah.
And like Rezzi gives like this like 2 centimeter raised eyebrow, like, oh, this is gonna be good.
So I think Valor is just going to look at you, Rezzi, and just kind of take a step back and sort of gesture at a spot and on the ground and just kind of say, well, we all know. But maybe it's best if you speak your piece first.
Fine. And he'll take the place. Dominique was family. Dominique was one of us. She was there when we were being tattooed. She was there when we were being injected with the void water. She was there from day one. She did not respond like everyone else did. We all know this. She had those dreams, those nightmares, those visions. Her tattoos bled. And as she grew more unstable, you know our gang was too. Yes, she was righteous in her attack of that Institute individual, but how were we punished for it? Not just her, but us. She was a weight, and she was going to drag us all down. I made a choice for the family, not for one member of it.
You speak as if completely and utterly understanding all of our pain.
Oh, go ahead.
All things considered, this might have gone over better if you had told any one of us. But honestly, this wasn't your decision to make.
I am the head of this group. I am currently the leader as I was then. I am Mrs. Prim's Nocturnal. I am the one who went out and saw the demons. I am the one who went out with her. I know others of you eventually came, but I am the one who was put in danger the most. So I decided how to react to danger this time.
It is... Honestly, it's rather foolish to think that the head can operate without the rest of the body.
What's the vote? Enough with these theatrics, velour. What has the gang said?
I'll let the gang speak for itself. And I think the vote is, if there's 10 of them, the vote is split evenly.
And I'm curious, I believe we've said, if it's okay, Ezra has been watching this because of the rationing. What is Ezra feeling about this?
Rezzi has a position. Because as Ezra was put in the pretty much same exact situation before that. And I think that was the secret that the Maelstrom told at the beginning.
Yeah, I think
that Ezra sold out her gang leader.
Yeah, and also you currently have the psychic Maelstrom, don't you, Sabri?
Yeah.
What was Velour's secret last night?
God damn. Peter, if you have an idea, I am racking my brain.
I've got one.
Go ahead.
And it's one that they've actually been trying to go around to each member of the Enclave as they go and try to cover up as much as they can with their ability to sway their emotions. They were the one who set off the alarm when we were escaping the Institute.
Oh. And I think like it's late, like as Rezzi is talking to his gang members, like it's slowly bleeding into him what Velour did.
Yeah, Valor is theatrically trying to hide it, but underneath is it's coming out more.
Yeah, and I think Rezzi looks at Valor. What's your vote? Like the final one. Like this is where he finds out it's deadlocked.
Against.
And Ezra, I
Yes.
hope you remember what you're going to see. And Rezzi begins like it's almost sounds like stream of consciousness, but Ezra starts hearing hearing him like say negative things about Valor, not like misgendering them, not like tearing them down insult wise, like your mother never loved you, your father thought you were a waste, you've proven they sold you into the institute because they couldn't decide what to do with you, and like basically just tearing them down. So, and you see his tattoos start like slowly, almost like shifting orbitally around his face as like the latent psychic void energy works on him. And I am going to kill Valor by making them take their own life. If that is, I think that is that lines or veils
That's
or
a veil.
that's a veil.
That is.
I think it doesn't. It's not suicide. Then it is like he just tears them down so much that they leave they walk away and we don't find. But I'm going to use we kill them, take them out of the equation.
Sorry.
Can I add a small detail?
Yeah.
That theatrical quality that they have about them was as much a part of their sort of emotional structure that they created. And so when you start tearing them down and causing them to leave, they leave because suddenly there's a whole flood of emotions that they cannot control.
Oh, maybe I've like unblocked whatever they're like all the emotions they've been screwing with, flood them at once.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
And it leaches into the rest of the gang, and like just tears are coming down, and nobody knows why.
Like even down Rezzi's face. And I think like Levy is somewhere and begins crying, like all the teenagers do too.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. And then like he turns to the gang. The vote's now not even. I stay. And
yeah, and actually, I think just to kind of keep the rest of the gang to finish that up, I think even the 4 that were against, you can see that they're visibly shaken, and you can tell that if it was put to another vote, the vote not only wouldn't be even, it would be far less
favorable.
Even. Yeah, far less favorable in terms of having him leave.
Yeah.
So I think the gang agrees Rezzi stays.
And Ezra just smiles like you protected your family.
And Rezzi like still tearing up and looking at Ezra. And I don't think he has a witty remark this time. I think he just cries.
I wish I hadn't played the outlying gangs because I can't bring Burton in.
You can drop it,
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I will. I will.
I think we're kind of done with the outlying gangs unless you have more for them right now.
No, I mean I don't.
You just put it down.
Yeah. So I think
Burton just scrolls. It's like, what's going on?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think he's going to be that blatant. He's gonna like kind of be walking up, and he's just gonna kind of start going for the food almost absent-mindedly. And really, it's more just that someone starts hearing him like crunching on like a potato chip or whatever, and he just kind of.
What's the one thing that you know that you shouldn't take that's really carefully rationed, but you're gonna anyway?
Oh snap! I think we found a still sealed bag of like mini Three Musketeers.
Oh, I was gonna say chocolate.
Yeah, but they're mini, so like there's enough. Like they're automatically able to be rationed, and like he just starts going for them and like goes for one and has like a few more in his hand, but then like when he sees everyone looking at him, he's just gonna kind of like put it back.
At this point, Ezra's kind of like really awkwardly like opened her arms for Rezzi because oof, this is rough.
Yeah, and I think Burton's like actually going to, just quickly swallow the chocolate that he was eating and just kind of go up and just kind of gently, I think, rub Rezzi's shoulder and just say, you all right?
I think Rezzi is like turns around, like doesn't glare at Burton, but doesn't say anything. Still, just tears, water falling down his face, and he hugs Ezra. It's like, I need some coffee so I don't get dehydrated.
You want coffee?
I don't know what I want anymore.
I think unintentionally or otherwise, it actually hurts Burton a little bit.
And
oh
god,
yeah. But I think he'll just kind of like look down and he'll just go, I'll go get the coffee.
And I think Rezzi like reaches out for him, like he's still like choked up. Like Burton does not see Rezzi reaching for him as he's walking off.
Yeah.
That's nice. That was a whole roller coaster of emotion in one scene.
Oh.
If at all possible, I think Burton goes to find Robyn.
Yeah. I do want to like. Can we put a pin in like Robyn and Levy having a scene of some sort, whether it's not someone plays Levy? I would like to figure out what that actually means at some point.
Summarize it if you want.
Am I roboting? I might be roboting out because I didn't hear anything that Bethany just said.
I just said you could just like narrate it if you want. So this is what happened. If you like, because you're playing both characters.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't need to play Levy,
Yeah,
but
you don't have to.
I think that the conversation that they have is one where Robyn treats Levy like an adult in the community and like asks him, what happened on the watch last night, and like doesn't really bring up like Levy's the paternal relationship that they have with, or that he has with Rezzi, but like asks Levy's like honest opinion about Rezzi's leadership, not your dad's leadership, but about Rezzi's leadership, and I think that Levy gives her he gives her a little bit on like it's hard to like find things really wrong with his leadership because like it's all that I've ever known, and then like when he mysteriously starts crying in the middle of their conversation, I think that that's when Robyn just kind of like, she doesn't push it into like an interrogation or anything, but just like tells him that he's doing a good job. You should totally rewind that bit. Yeah, and so I think that Levy and Robyn like have an understanding that like that Levy can be treated like like a responsible adult in the community, because like they've done at least or he's done at least a couple of things that seem useful, and isn't trying to cause problems with the with the enforcers of the Enclave. But then has that moment where he starts crying and he doesn't know why. And Robyn just I'm looking at my moves. I can't. I need a token to be able to soothe his duress, which I can't do. But I do give him the advice that I need to think hard about what this advice is going to be. I give him the advice that he doesn't need to prove himself to anyone, because he's doing that without trying. That's the advice that I'm going to give him, and I'm going to try and remember that for the next time that I need to play Levy.
Okay, I like that. So what was it did you want to do, Peter?
Oh yeah, so I just had a little more time to process and think about it, and with Burton being the way he is, I don't think he would necessarily take what Rezzi said out of context or the wrong way. If only because I think in this particular case, Burton is so kind of up in the air about what he wants that a line like that actually wouldn't. It would be one of the few things here that wouldn't face him. And so I just wanted to be able to go back because I didn't. I mean, and not like back where we have to continue that scene, but just I don't think he's going to necessarily let that push him away from Rezzi.
He doesn't sulk away. He just
Yeah.
He's okay.
I mean, I know in the chat, Saravel said maybe Ezra's the one to go get coffee, and I'm okay with either that or maybe I still go to get the coffee, but it's not like a brushing away. It's more like I'm being thoughtful.
Okay, I thought you did want to rewind and revisit that scene, so that's why I proposed it.
Got it.
Yeah, I think. Go ahead.
I was just going to say, I felt like the scene reached a natural conclusion. I just didn't want to leave Burton in this bitter place.
Right. Okay. So rewind the last 2 seconds. Smiling instead of looking sad.
Right. Yeah.
Cool.
Which was, that way we don't have to go back too much into it. It felt solid anyways.
Yeah. It's that was too good of a scene to try to replay. I think.
No. I was never gonna touch that. It was too good.
Good. Nice. Okay, so we have maybe time for 2 more scenes.
I am still interested in going to find Robyn. It's just a slightly different context now.
Okay. I would also like a scene with Rezzi at some point, and I think after that dream, Lark definitely wants to go talk to Robyn, but it doesn't have to be right now. So if you've got something urgent, go for it.
Yeah, what do you have in mind, Peter?
So there's they haven't spoken since not since before when they brought the car back, but I think that Burton's kind of going to Robyn with the intention of opening up seemed to actually be fairly effective. I think I need to kind of get more of what I'm dealing with out of me to actually basically the Dirty Flutter got him going too, but the whole 10 penny thing sidetracked that and so Burton was like, not my problem. I am not. There's nothing I have to say that's worrisome. But yeah. So where do you think Burton would find Robyn?
I think that all of the the events of the the events that have taken place so far, I think, are like before we've like broken camp, right?
Yeah.
To start moving. So like, I think that like Tenpenny has probably probably gone to, I don't know, see to some of the quote unquote kids, and Robyn is like getting getting her tent unstaked and folded back up, and trying to break camp before we move on again.
Yeah. Cool. I think that when I approach, you know, this isn't a move or anything, but I'm just going to ask: is there any way I can help start to take things down?
Yeah, if you want. And like the like the tent that we have is like a is like this old canvas thing with like these huge wooden poles with lines that we need to run. So like the poles are just like laying in like the slightly damp grass, and I'm trying to keep the canvas from getting too wet, and so yeah, we're we're holding it at both ends off the ground and like trying to fold this up while we're talking.
Yeah. Listen, what you did on the way here, that Dirty Flutter thing, is that what it's called?
I mean, that's supposed to. I hope you're not going to talk about any of the things that we talked about there.
No. I wanted to thank you.
Well,
I'm not. I mean, I wouldn't talk about that stuff anyways, but it's just, it's not something I've been a part of before.
well, you're welcome, Burton. Of course, it's we've lost so much from what we can keep to ourselves that being able to choose what it is makes a difference. So I'm glad that you took part.
Yeah, well, I've been presented with more choices lately than I usually am. So, I mean, it's like you said, making those choices means something. And yeah.
Peter,
Yeah.
what does Burton think of Robyn?
Whether or not she is the actual leader of anything, Burton doesn't care. Burton sees her as the leader. Burton kind of sees her as this person that maybe didn't embrace him upon his entering into the Enclave, but didn't turn him away. And he's finding more solace than he's known in a while. So he feels positively towards her.
So I'm gonna ask you what do you make of the Rezzi situation? Is everything okay?
I don't know. He was crying earlier, and I think Valor was missing, but
What do you mean missing?
I mean they weren't there. The seemed like the gang was all gathered, and normally I see Valor slinking around or something. They weren't there.
Can you finish this for me? And I'll leave the the canvas that we've like folded like 3 times. And I think that I'm going to go off looking to find what happened to Valor.
May I interject and say maybe you're also activating Burton's lore by trusting him?
Ooh. When someone gives you an opportunity to prove yourself to the community, they gain a token. What am I going to give you an opportunity to prove yourself?
So I think that in most respects, when things happen on the periphery of Burton's knowledge, nobody fills him in. This is an opportunity to prove that he's part of the Enclave.
Okay. Yeah. So I think that what I'll say is I talked with Rezzi. I know that there was a lot that he needed to get off his chest with the gang, and that he was concerned about that. But I didn't expect that what he was going to do was to drive someone from this community away. That doesn't seem like the right way to solve this.
Okay. I mean, yeah. I mean, if he did do it, which I wasn't there, maybe he had a good reason for it. Not that there's necessarily a good I'll just come with.
Yeah. Is saying that do you think enough to work the lure?
Yes. I think this leading into whatever that discovery is the lure, because normally events would probably go where it's like, could you finish doing this? And then Burton's left to his own devices. But I think if you bring him with, it's almost an invitation to something that maybe he wouldn't have just known otherwise. So,
yeah, and I don't know about you and Rezzi spending the night together. So
right, no.
So that's perfect. Okay, cool. And like we can cut that there. I don't know if we're going to get Robyn into another scene tonight, which is okay, because I have an idea for what I'd like to do to set things up between Robyn and Rezzi in our next session. But I will save that for later.
So I don't know, Ferret, do you think it makes sense at all for the whole psychic maelstrom thing?
Yeah, that's perfectly
Okay.
fine.
Okay. I was like, I don't know, is this like is this even a thing you still want to do?
Oh, definitely.
Okay, cool. Yeah, well, actually, yeah, it does make sense, because like you might feel like you need to be extra responsible now, and maybe lay off the mushrooms. So
Yeah. So does Lark come looking for Rezzi, or should Rezzi?
I think maybe this is at a stop further down. Like we've left the place where we just were, and it's like later that day, maybe. So like Rezzi has had time to mull this stuff over in his head and kind of be like, okay, I guess I'm still in charge. That's good. And I don't know, whatever. I'm not making up what your character's thinking. That's not.
That's
sorry.
fine.
But yeah, and I think Lark has been driving again so that Burton can like. Burton's probably just asleep in the back seat. But when we we'll probably just stop to take a break and eat lunch, or maybe just because Lark has reached a point where they are like, okay, I'm not sure how my memory of where to go jives with the road that we need to take, because like they didn't necessarily follow the roads the whole way, but we need to because we have a car and like stuff we're hauling, so they kind of have to make these things line up well enough. But yeah, it kind of like stops and like, hey, you okay to drive, to Burton, and gets out and starts walking.
Yeah, and Burton will, just take over.
And yeah, so I think like I don't know how aware Lark is of all the stuff that went on like with the gang, but probably rumors have circulated by now. And like while walking, I probably heard everything and a lot of speculation that may or may not be true. And so yeah, I think like because I hear your name a lot, it reminds me, oh right, there was this thing I wanted to do, or that I didn't want to do, but that Rezzi wanted me to do, and I have a request in return, so I should do it. So yeah, I go find you.
Yeah, I think we have stopped, like the caravan is, for like a better terms, like sort of still for right now, and you find Rezzi in this sort of small tree eating like out of this like red solo cup like soup, and he's like propped with his man spreading on two branches and just like keeping an eye out for everything.
Nice. Yeah, so I come up to the sort of the bottom of the tree and I'm like, hey, I'm here.
You are. We're gonna do this now.
No better time. No, there's
That could be argued, but might as well get it done, I guess. And he'll like, you can tell he's climbed trees much more often than most people because he gets down really easily, and like no splinters or even like chips, like a few chips of wood on him, but like very minor scuffs.
Yeah. This is, and I think Mark just sits down at the trunk of the tree, kind of like pats the ground, and it's like, okay, so
Do I?
neither am I actually. Yeah. What do you want to know exactly?
And I think Rezzi sort of lays down like you would on the psychologist Shay's lounge, just arms on his chest. Like, I need to know why. So many whys, but I'll limit myself. I don't want to push things. Why I'm into drugs, why I did what I did today. Why I can, maybe.
I take that scalpel I've been carrying and I hand it to you. And I say, okay, I want you to hold on to this for me while I do this. And look, I want you to promise me something.
Yeah.
Look, I know what I'm doing is dangerous. I know this isn't sustainable. I'm letting this unfathomable, terrifying force into my mind just to ask it for directions. And if I keep doing this long enough, it's going to fuck me up. I don't know how it's going to. It's something bad's going to happen. I know that I'm just, I think I can get enough information from it before that happens, but I'm kind of playing chicken with the void here.
And if you lose, I deal with what happens, you're saying?
Pretty much, yeah. Look,
And
I don't know. I
I'll
don't know what it'll do to me.
oh, sorry, go ahead.
I don't know what it'll do to me. I don't I just don't let it make me hurt anyone. I promise I will be unarmed. I'm never going anytime I do this, I hand Robyn this scalpel, and this is the only weapon I carry. It's barely a weapon, but I'm not gonna have it. I just
Actually, this thing can cut through flesh so deeply that it could even easily. No, I'm sorry. You're right.
yeah, I do know that. That's why I'm calling it a weapon.
you're more than right.
But I give it to Robyn before I do this. But Robyn's
done it
not
on
here,
other
so I'm
people?
handing it to you.
Have you done it on other people before?
This?
Yes.
Not really. I've shielded people from it, Ezra mostly, but I've never deliberately used it for someone else, so I'm not making any guarantees, but well, we'll see. I think it'll work.
Okay.
And yeah, I think I will open my brain to the psychic maelstrom.
Are you opening your brain, or are you using your psychic gifts with artful precision?
I am not using this. I am not doing this in a way that it will be flawless. I am doing this.
Okay.
I think I'm going to temporarily lose control of my psychic abilities, but I want to actually learn this first.
Okay.
So
the
that you're specifically looking for?
I'm looking for the answer to Rezzi's question. Like, I actually do want to learn this, and then whatever happens can happen. Like, the psychic maelstrom can. Yeah, why am I like this? Is the question, I think.
I know how this goes.
Oh,
Do
God.
it.
It's the worst. Okay. So, Rezzi, tell me about the first time you hurt someone on purpose.
In or out of the Institute?
The first time you hurt someone on purpose.
The first time I remember, I was very small, and this kid took a toy from me, and I wanted him to know how much I wanted that toy. But by the time I was done, I didn't mean to, but it wasn't pretty.
Lark, what does it mean for you to swallow that away? What is the psychic taste of that as it passes over your tongue and it's not nourishing, but you're going to consume this.
Right. I think it's not the event, it's the feeling it evokes, right? So yeah, Rezzi, you suddenly don't feel guilty about this. Like, it's a thing that happened and you don't feel any way about it, really. It's just like it could be from someone else's life.
Oh.
And I suddenly feel very guilty about something that I did when I was a kid that I hadn't really thought about in years.
What was it?
I think I was arguing with my mom, and I don't know. I just like I said something that was way more hurtful than than was appropriate.
Are you okay with the notion of that memory changing as
Oh
you
yeah,
as you absorb that from
Mhm.
from Rezzi, that argument was actually like a physical confrontation?
I remember. Yeah. So my mom was a mechanic, and I remember now she was working, and I picked up like a wrench from the tools she had, and I threw it at her. And suddenly that's what happened. It wasn't words, it was a wrench.
Can I offer up something?
Sure.
Please.
Mostly because of the previous incident with Rezzi. I would like to, during this process, accidentally open my brain to the world's psychic maelstrom.
Okay.
You can say no.
I'm
I would be fine with it. Just I don't see Burton in the scene.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna redact that then.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Okay.
Let's put a pin in that for next week then.
Yeah, this could be fun for Burton to learn later, I think.
Oh, since this is ending, maybe that is like the like maybe like you're doing this and like the camera pans to Burton like having come towards the tree like with plates of like sandwiches and is now watching us.
Okay.
If that's okay, Burton?
Yeah. I mean, I think. You know what? To make it better, and to actually be able to put myself there, and because I have enough tokens, I'm going to go ahead and use one of my strong moves and eavesdrop undetected on a conversation.
Okay, cool. That totally works. Yes.
Yes.
So you're like standing there with your sandwiches.
Yeah.
Okay, so is there? I don't know that is sufficient to answer your question.
I do have a very I think sort of scene indie thing for like why Rezzi is addicted to drugs. If I may take the.
Sure, I have one little thing afterwards because I want to use a damn weak move for once. But no, this could totally happen. Like that can happen after this.
I think like the final thing, like if I may take advantage of the psychic maelstrom for a moment, like
please do.
Lark is like fishing through these memories, and she finds this incredibly sweet memory of like when Mrs. Prim and the kids broke into like this old candy factory. Like maybe it's like cotton candy or something. She gets the machine running, and when all the kids are running around playing, she pulls out this vial that just has the Institute label on it and drops a few drops into the cotton candy machine. And puts it back under her coat. And Rezzi's eyes just snap wide open.
Wow. Yeah. I think is that like, are you like, is Rezzi like satisfied at that? Like, oh, okay, question answered.
I think like it's a sudden like question answered, but then like with a platoon moment no in his brain. Like he wants to, like this is I want to scream but I have no mouth moment. Like there is not enough pain to get out.
Yeah.
Of the system right now.
Like,
yeah, he would never turn to drugs again.
Oh, the psychic maelstrom would be happy to eat that pain for you.
I no longer care about Tenpenny, do I?
Well, you don't care about Petunia. I don't.
Oh,
do you care about Tenpenny?
I would say yeah. Do I care? What I am in such pain. The psychic maelstrom. Do what you will with it.
Oh yeah, the psychic maelstrom loves it.
I feel like also taking that pain also takes some of those particularly sweet memories of her as well. Yeah, if you were to make that choice.
That feels. I love it. So yeah,
Make those uncomfortable bargains.
and your weak move, Lark. I am sorry to keep.
Oh no, this plays into it perfectly. Because like I have to swallow this. And it just there's nobody I can hang this on. There's nobody I feel betrayed by that I remember like I'm so it doesn't work. It just kind of like the feeling of being betrayed like that just sticks with nowhere to go. It's just there, and I am going to lose control of my psychic powers, and basically when I try to step out of the Maelstrom, I can't.
That sounds like a really good place to resume next week.
Oh, my feelings! So many feelings!
Really? Are there that many, or are they getting fewer and fewer and fewer? I shouldn't laugh. I
Maelstrom
shouldn't
1,
laugh.
Enclave 0.